All right. We're gonna start in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just gonna let more people get the chance to sign in, and I'll be with you guys shortly. Hi guys. For those who just joined in, we're gonna wait maybe a couple more minutes for the rest of the participants to get in and signed up and all ready to go. So hang tight with me. All right, hi guys. So now it's 2:05, and we're just gonna jump straight ahead. It's situated here. So welcome to Sprout University, our continuation of the series. My name's Ayessa Holbrook, and I'll be presenting today. I'm the in-house nutritionist here at Sun Garden. I also do marketing and research for our products. And the way you can contact me or reach me, my email is ayessa.holbrook@sproutnet.com. Um, and I wanted to mention that Silas will join us towards our Q&A session. Um, so I'm just gonna jump right ahead into it. And as I'm going through the PowerPoint, feel free to ask any questions or type it in, and I'll try to see and answer it as much as I can. So welcome to Sprout University. For those who are just coming in. Today we'll be talking about the new medicine, more so in plant-based lifestyle. And we wanted to focus more on our new product line, our organic red clover sprout powder, as well as talk a little bit more about our previous launch of our brassy bliss powder. And for those who don't know, it's a mixture of our organic broccoli powder as well as organic turmeric powder. And like I've said before, we'll have a Q&A session, a quick short Q&A session towards the end. So again, if you have any questions as we're going through, before you forget, quickly type that in and I'll try to get as much as I can answered. And also, just a heads up, this is a live video. So if we are experiencing any technical difficulties, please hang on with us and we'll try to get that all settled. All right. So the new medicine, the rise of plant-based diets. And I like to start off with a quote from Hippocrates, and he says, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." And to me, it's very important that most of us understand and know the meaning of it, because food is a daily part of our lives. It affects us in many different ways, whether it be health, even social life. It's just um, what we eat is pretty much what we are, and it's important to know that we would rather have something nutritious in us to keep us going further, have a healthier lifestyle, and just a better life in general. So sprouts, we like to say that um, that sprouts is the new approach to healthy eating. And we kind of have a little acronym for it. We say that it's a superfood that nourish. It's a powerful source of nutrients. We have respect for the environment. We have outstanding values. We uplift and energize. We're true by nature, and we safeguard with the best quality systems. And I kind of wanted to ask you guys a thought-provoking question, and that is nutrition a quick fix? And oftentimes when we think about it in our daily lives, or just people we meet, see what's trending right now, a lot of people think, okay, what do most people usually go for when they go on a diet? And sometimes we see a lot of those quick fixes, um, and people may think that's the best, healthiest thing out there, but is it really though? When you turn and look at the label, or flip on the back of whatever you have, like whether it be bars, protein powders, shakes, replacement meals, is it really all that healthy for your body? And is it made from the fresh, organic, or natural without any chemicals? And now, because of the pandemic, we're seeing more, and even previously, we're seeing more people try fresh produce, vegetables, fruits, into their daily life in concern in keeping a healthy lifestyle. And in addition to that, a lot of people are, trying to be more adventurous and sneaking in more and more fruit or vegetable in anything they make, like baked goods or breads. They start adding more vegetables. And it's just a lot of people are interested in these and trying to get more healthy. And I think there's a big movement with plant based um, replacements for some things, even in health bars. A lot of people are using plant based proteins for that. And this is what we see more of. Baking companies, they make bread and put sprouted legumes, grains, as well as bagels. We see beef burgers add in vegetable or plant based protein content in some of their beef patties. And in going along further, we see people and companies, make meat substitutes using plant-based proteins, whether it be hamburger patties, chicken nuggets, or you know, vegan chicken nuggets, vegan chicken tenders. But a lot of those use plant-based proteins and components of it. We also see a lot of protein blends. We're having plant-based proteins as well as snack bars. Um, and it's just another way of engaging and encouraging for more of that plant-based lifestyle. And this is what a lot of our consumers are asking for. They're asking for a change to encourage a more plant-based lifestyle, not necessarily replace every single thing that they've known before, but it's mostly for to engage and keep that readily available, just in case we have those who are willing to try to incorporate that into their diets. And as to why, well, there's many different reasons, and I can't put them because it's so personalized. And a lot of people may have a combination of reasons, maybe just one single reasons, but here are a few main ones. People just generally want to be healthier, especially with what's going on around the world. People want to be healthier. For those they have some concern for animal welfare and moral values. Weight management, whether it's to lose weight or keep their weight in check. Sprouts are well known to be very high in fiber, minerals, vitamins, plant-based proteins, as well as it being low in carbs. So for some people, that may be a great alternative for them. Health benefits from plant sterols and vitamins, like I mentioned before. There's a movement in engaging a plant-based lifestyle, as well as just a large push for sustainability. So with our red clover sprout powder, we wanted to get more, of a focus towards women's health on our sprout powder. And to us, we say that it's an undiscovered gem simply because we haven't really seen a whole lot of it hit the markets yet. And in our research, we discovered that red clover sprouts have phytoestrogen compounds that can help the symptoms of menopause, whether it be hot flashes, the intensity, the frequency, as well as some mentioning night sweats. The specific estrogen receptor is beta, or ER beta for short, which can help fight against breast cancer and lowering the risk of it. It also has a carotenoid called lutein, which reduces the risk of most age-related chronic degenerative diseases and anything else that kind of coincides with the symptoms of menopause, whether it be bone density or your brain health. Red clover sprouts, they're great. They're a great alternative for those who are soy sensitive. So in our research, we actually discovered that a lot of the compounds from red clover sprouts, as well as the protein content, which I'll dive in deeper later, they actually have similar look from soy or soybean and all the other products that people have out in the markets. And it's a great alternative for those who are soy sensitive, and which can still help with women's health, along with that plant-based protein, fiber, minerals, and vitamins. So like I mentioned before, Red clover sprouts shockingly has a high amount of plant-based proteins. And from our lab results and our nutrition lab results, it came out to be around 40 to 44% of of the red clover powder, sorry. It came out to be 40 to 44 protein content. So that to us, in comparison to our alfalfa, it's around 36%, and our red clover is 40 to 44%. And it has high antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties, vitamins and minerals. And so how they work. And for the ER beta, for those who don't know or kind of want to understand it more, or just confused in general, because I had a lot of questions about it too. And the simplest way I can describe ER beta is that it kind of acts like an off switch to ER alpha, in this case, the let's call antagonist in this scenario. And so ER alpha, they're in almost all the foods that we eat, most foods that we eat, and we can't really completely eliminate it, but what we could do for ourselves, what we eat. We can eat all these phytoestrogen rich foods that contain ER beta. And so what ER beta does, it binds into that ER alpha in order to stop the ER alpha from triggering a signal in our cells. In this case, since we're talking about women's health and focusing on it, breast cells. Because ER alpha, what it does is that it floats along and then it attaches itself to breast cells, which then in turns triggers a signal to that breast cell that to activate breast cancer cell activities, and for it to proliferate. And so ER beta just kind of tells them, nope, that's not what we're going to do. I'm going to bind into you, and then we'll just shut that down. And that helps with stopping the proliferation, as well as lessening the blow of the breast cancer activities. And you can see here from the picture, the ER alpha on the left shows that it promotes aberrant proliferation, inflammation, as well as cancer. And then what ER beta does, it kind of helps with, among other things, helps with hypertrophy, hyperplasia, inflammation, and cancer. And you can see here where all these arrows, yeah, I mean, we don't have to worry about that too much, but we can pretty much get the gist of ER alpha binding into cells, and then ER beta trying to get as close as possible and to, signal to ER alpha to stop activating whatever they're going to do, whether it's to proliferate breast cancer or activation of the breast cancer activities. And on the bottom, I wanted to show the lutein structure. We can see we have carbon to carbon double bonds right here. Signifies unsaturation of the hydrogens, as well as OHs on the ends. And it just kind of helps with any floating radicals to bind into that. So it helps with, floating radicals, and it does what it does, but it's also a great antioxidant. That's what it kind of does, is the antioxidant properties. It takes whatever floating radical cells that we have and helps pull them in, bind it, so that it kind of terminates and neutralizes the radicals. And I wanted to say that red clover has been used throughout history. It's not anything new. It's just not well known yet, because it's been used in herbal teas on the Eastern countries to promote women's health. So they already knew about the benefits for women's health. The Native Americans used it, the flower to be exact, to treat asthma in some cases. which I found very interesting in our research. Some supplements contain, and other herbal products contain the red clover and the compounds of red clover. Red clover itself has been used as a food source by generations before us, back then when they didn't really have readily available foods. So, whatever they picked and whatever didn't hurt, they ate. And it's not a replacement to anything. Rather, it's an addition in promoting the best possible outcome for women's health. And sometimes the smallest change can make the biggest difference. Our Brassy Bliss powder. So we have a combination of our broccoli sprout powder and ground turmeric for our Brassy Bliss. And as to why, well, for those who are unfamiliar about sulforaphane or broccoli sprouts in general, there's been extensive research about the compound sulforaphane, especially in broccoli sprouts, since they contain a high amount of sulforaphane. And in general, it's just really good for your body. And I'll go more in depth into that on the next slide. Anti-inflammatory properties and gut health for turmeric. For those who don't know, turmeric, ginger, ginseng, they're very well known to be used as an herbal supplement or anything herbal medicine to help with your gut health, anti-inflammatory and all of that. But for sulforaphane in our broccoli sprout powder, this is why we make a big push for our broccoli sprout powder. And this is just a small amount of reasons why it's, sulforaphane and broccoli sprout powder is really good. So some of it has anti-cancer effects. So population studies have shown that higher intake of broccoli sprouts can significantly reduce the risk of cancer. It supports heart health. It may benefit heart health by reducing the inflammation that leads to narrowing of your arteries, a major cause of heart disease. Protection against the sun or sun damage. Studies have shown that sulforaphane may protect against ultraviolet skin damage caused by the sun. And on another note, it also improves digestion. A 4-week study showed that adults eating sulforaphane-rich broccoli sprouts improved symptoms of constipation. So gut health for turmeric. Like I mentioned, it has anti-inflammatory properties, has great antioxidant. It boosts immunity, and it's good for brain and heart health. And the compound is curcumin that most people look for in it, and it's the key component in reducing inflammation. So here at Sun Garden, we like to say we're vertically integrated. So we get the seeds from all over the world as well as nationally. We take those seeds and we plant them and we grow them here ourselves and turn that into our fresh product. And then what we do, we take some of our fresh products, in this case, the broccoli sprout powder or our organic red clover sprout. We turn that into our powders by air drying it for a certain amount of time at low temp. And then all of these we ship out all over the country as well as internationally, both seed and powder and our fresh products, as well as our Brotatex. We manufacture and all of our equipment. We have a shop here that does all of that. And we also sell them to major sprouting companies that also sprout themselves. So we build them here, we use them, and we also sell them all over the world and here nationally. And we are located in Cookeville, Tennessee. We are the largest global producer of sprout powders. 60 countries are using our products, and we're 7 days from seed to plate, to mention a few. And together here, we're sprouting for a happier, healthy life here at Sun Garden. And the best medicine we can give ourselves is what nature already offers us, or as Hippocrates says, nature itself is the best physician. And if you guys want to get in contact or have any other questions outside of this, we've got some of our contact information here. Feel free to email us or me towards the end for any other questions that we may not get to today. And I'm gonna pass it off to Silas.
Hey guys, thank you, Isa. That was wonderful. I know I feel completely informed now. That was a wonderful presentation. I'm sure everyone else enjoyed it as well as I did. At this point, we would like to get into the Q&A session. I saw a few questions go ahead and come through while she was talking, and I can read those off now. If you guys have any more questions that I don't touch on, go ahead and continue typing them in there, and we'll answer them as they come in. The first thing that came in, and I think I can answer this question. I may have to get a little bit of information from Isa on it, but why is plant-based protein so popular now? And I know you touched on it a little bit in the presentation, Isa. And one of the things that we see, the reason people really enjoy plant-based protein is it's more absorbable into your system. When you eat protein that's from meat sources, there's a lot of fats that your body has to break down before it can really even start breaking into the proteins. So when you get it from a plant source, it's a cleaner protein, and people are starting to understand that a lot better, and they're really able to start using that in their diets. I think I got that correct. Isa, have you got anything to say on that?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the bullet points right there. And then on another note, the plant-based trends and the diets, what it does is that when people eat it, they, testified that they felt a little better. And that's because their body isn't working as hard. So they feel a little more fresh and I guess rejuvenated. But it kind of helps your body by giving it what it needs off the bat without having to do a whole lot of work. But yeah, kind of like what Silas has said, that's pretty much all of it.
Perfect. Thank you, Isa. Another question that came through is regards to package size and minimum order quantities for our red clover powder. I'll go ahead and I'll take that one. It's pretty straightforward. So our pack size, we do pack in 7-kilo vacuum sealed bags. So it's a small pack size, and it gives you the opportunity to really build your recipes off of that. And so it's 7 kilos, and there's 3 7-kilo packages per box. And our minimum order quantity is 50 kilos, which is a pretty small quantity. We like to have those minimum order quantities low. So as you're starting to formulate with your products, it really gives you an opportunity to buy a little bit and try it out before you start making those really huge orders with us. Saw another question come in here. It says, and Isa, you might be able to answer this for us, is how is the protein and fiber content compared to your alfalfa sprouts?
Okay, so our alfalfa sprouts, we like to say that it's high in protein as well as fiber. Well, with red clover, it goes a step further. So as just an example, alfalfa could be 36% protein content, whereas red clover sprout powder would be 40 to 44% protein content. So into perspective, you're kind of getting a little bit more of a protein. So it's great for those who are wanting to do a whole lot of protein mixes, simply because it has a whole lot of that protein content that most people want to have, as well as fiber. So because it's already, fresh and then it's been powderized, same thing with alfalfa. But what it does is that it kind of condenses and makes it a little bit more I'm trying to find the right word, but it kind of squishes everything together, so you're getting like pounds and pounds of fresh red clover sprout, but for like a small tablespoon you're getting those pounds and pounds of fresh products. So yeah, that's kind of like the fiber content. It's very high in fiber and very high in protein.
Perfect. Thank you, Isa. Some other questions that came through is talking about the taste of the product and the taste of the red clover, which I think I can help you on that one. I've tried a bunch of it over the last few months while we've been researching this product. It has a very mild flavor. It goes really great in formulations. Because of the mild flavor, it's not going to be overpowering. You're not going to have to worry about putting it in there and all the people are going to taste is the red clover. It's kind of a nice little mild, slightly nutty, slightly sweet flavor. And it doesn't have a very powerful color. It's kind of a light green, almost palish color.
Mhm.
So it's not going to take over your formulations when it comes from a coloration standpoint. You're still going to be able to make that color whatever you want it to be. As far as price, which someone else is asking about the price points on this, we've done this on purpose. A lot of the products, when you start talking about specialty products, it's really easy to price yourself out of the market. So as we were developing this product and the process behind this, we put a lot of effort into keeping costs down. So this is going to be a very affordable product. It's going to enable you to include a lot of it in your formulations to really boost that protein level, that plant-based protein level. It's going to be enable you to add those phytoestrogen compounds that Isa talked about and still keep the costs low so you can make your products affordable to everybody in the market so you can actually sell a large amount of them. And you can also, even with that lower price tag, it does come as an organic version and a conventional version. So you do have both options. If you're making an organic product, you can still get that and still keep the cost down. If you want to do just like a conventional product, we offer that as well. We had another question come in here. Let me see. That one is above my pay grade there. Isa, do you see the same question coming in?
I think so, yes.
Read it out, and you can say we may have to get back to you on this one.
Yes.
It says, did you indicate the percentage of content of functional phytochemicals, sulforaphane, et cetera, or phytoestrogen in these sprout powders? So the sulforaphane, I can address that one. We do offer 2 different levels of sulforaphane. Depending on what you're looking for, we can have a less than 4,000 parts per million percentage, or you can have a higher than 4,000 parts per million, all the way up to about a 9,000 parts per million on the sulforaphane. Just in case you want to know, the sulforaphane, a therapeutic dose, is right at that 4,000 parts per million. So that's on that one. The phytoestrogen compounds, I said, do you know what levels we're looking at here?
So for that phytoestrogen, we'll probably have to touch on that a little, like after this, and we'll probably email you back simply because we're still doing a whole lot of research about it. But from what I gathered was just to put in perspective, it's very, very similar to soy. So if you've got information about soy, it's close. It's very near that almost same amount. But I can get in touch and um, I'll see what I can come up while we're doing all these other research. But again, I'll get back on that one because it's a very good question, and it's just not well known around the market yet. So we're trying to dig as much as we can for that.
Perfect. Thank you, Isa. And we'll get back with the attendee that asked that last question. We'll follow up in more detail in an email. So guys, so we are taking orders for the organic red clover powder. Sorry, I got a text message at the same time I was talking. We're taking orders for the organic red clover powder right now. We've had a lot of interest in this product, so bear with us. If you get an order in, just for a sample, it might take us a little bit. We're already a little bit back ordered on it, but we expect that to clear up in the next few weeks. So go ahead and get in line, get the sample requests in there. We'll get them out to you. If you have any questions, go ahead, email Isa. She gave you her email address at the beginning of this. It's isa.holbrook@sproutnet.com, or you can go to our website, www.sproutnet.com, and just contact us through the website. Margaretti Mota is the account executive for our powders, and she'll be in touch with you and be sure to answer any questions you have and help you guys get those orders out and those samples into your house. So if there's no more questions coming through, guys, it was a pleasure. Isa, you got anything else you want to follow up with?
No, thank you so much for taking your time and joining us today. I promise it was just going to be short and sweet with lots of information. So feel free to email me if you do end up having more questions, just so it kind of sits in your head a little bit. And if if you think of something, I'll try to answer it as best as I can or get you in contact with the right person.
Perfect. One last thing, I didn't mention it. This presentation will be available on our website here by the end of the day, and we'll email it out to you. And also, if you do need to get in touch with Margaretti directly, you can email her as well. Her email address is margarettimota@sproutnet.com, and that's MARGARETTEM.MOTA@sproutnet.com. Guys, it was a pleasure, and we look forward to hearing from every one of y'all.
Thank you.